Nick Haywood has been electric in the last 3 laps.
All right, can he get the job done as they make their way to the Hebert's Lawn Care Go Green Zone? Here they come. The green flag is out. Peru at the wheel, the Casella sponsored number 17. That is Caleb Durgan. Durgan from the outside of the front row. Row number 2 on the inside, the third starting spot for the Goss Chevrolet. Josh's Lawn Care, number 19, out of Moores. That is Jamie Begor. Begor will start third. Alongside is the defending track champion and current point leader in the Boissonneau Towing 61L. From Saint-Denis, Quebec, it is Donovan Lucier in the 61. Row number 3 on the inside for the Vermont Precision Tools, Big Orange, number 78 from Alberg, Vermont. That is Michael Wright. On the outside of row number 3 from Ellenburg, Depot, New York, it's Robert Moyer logging 21L. Green flag is out. 6 cars taking the green. Branham shows the way. Here comes Begor with a good run down low on the inside. Michael Wright also trying to get to the front on that inside line. Branham has the advantage. Begor on the inside through turn number 4. Durgan right in front of him. And they'll race 1, 2, and 3 across the line. Donovan Lucier working up on the top side. He'll get third now after the second spot off of turn number 2. Good run from the inside though for Durgan. He will keep the 61 at bay for now. The 19 of Begor runs in the 4th spot. Here comes the Big Orange 78 after him up on the high side. As the leader out front is Bucko Branham in the 20. Durgan at the line still had second, but momentum for the 61. As he works the top off of turn number 2, he'll put his nose to the second spot, pushes up in 2 though, and that allows Durgan to slide back to the inside into position 2. Through 3 and 4, the 61's had good momentum. Can he finish the pass for second? Drag race along the front stretch for that second spot. This time, Donovan Lucier has the advantage for the second position at the line. He'll finish the pass off of turn number 2, kicking Durgan back to the 3rd spot. 4th is Michael Wright, and the 5th position is the 19 of Jamie Begor. Robert Moyer in the 21L has gone back to the garage area, halfway home this time by Bucko Branham out front.
Comfortable lead for Bucko Branham, but for how much longer with Donovan Lucier on the charge, although Donovan slips up coming out of turn number 2. That allows Durgan and Wright to reel back in on your points leader. Lucier comes into the night with a 12-point advantage over Nick Haywood, and remember, he races do pay points here at the Airborne Park Speedway. 5 to the winner, 4 for that second spot, 3 points for third, 2 for fourth, and everybody else gets 1. So Lucier trying to get all the points he can get right now, and the best way he can do that is by tracking down and passing Bucko Branham. 2 to go for Branham. Lucier heads up to the outside lane, and he's got a good look this time. Side by side, they go for the number 1 spot down the back straightaway. Down into the west end, Lucier up on the outside, Branham down on the inside. Still side by side, and at the white flag, Lucier will clear Bucko. Up to the top of the raceway right now. Not a place we see Donovan Lucier all the time. He has used that outside lane to his advantage here tonight. Ripping through turns number 3 and 4, coming to Kenny Marshall's checkered flag. Donovan Lucier is going to win heat number 1. Bucko Branham, Michael Wright, Caleb Durgan, and Jamie Begor will round out the field. And as Rob mentioned, Bob Moyer back in the pit area, not finishing in heat race number 1.
Driver the number 29H. Sportsman teams are out on the backstretch. Let's start to set the field for you as we're ready for our third feature event of the evening. Starting on point from Morris Forks and the Gregor's Plumbing, Heating, Electrical number 18, it will be Chris Kaye on the outside. And the Howl at the Moon Mechanicals 22M from Plattsburgh, it is Matt Leonard. Row number 2 on the inside, third starting spot for the Friend Construction J&L Hardware 50X of Evan Roberts out of Fletcher, Vermont. He'll start alongside the driver from Alberg, Vermont, and the Vermont Precision Tools number 78. That is Michael Wright. Row number 3 on the inside, the R7 machine out of Beekmantown. That's the Adirondack Siding and Contracting car for Lonnie Rivers. Starting alongside his teammate, 33R, 3-time track champion from Morrisonville, Travis Bruno, for the Adirondack Siding and Contracting 33R. Row number 4 on the inside, driving the Plattsburgh Advanced Imaging, number 20. The Professor, Bucko Branham from Plattsburgh, starts 7th alongside the Casella 17. Both these drivers in row number 4 have a win this year. Caleb Durgan in the Casella 17. Caleb's from Peru. Row number 5 on the inside, the Liquor and Wine Warehouse, Make-A-Wish number 7. That is Plattsburgh Cody Albin starting 9th on the grid alongside the number 70 machine. He's got a win this year in the Precision Heating and Air Conditioning machine. That is Jason McClatchy. McClatchy starts 10th. Row number 6 for a defending track champion and current point leader for the Boissonneau Towing 61L from St. Denis, Quebec. It is Donovan Lucier in the 61L. Starting 12th on the grid in the Truvette Solution Leary Restoration 29H from Plattsburgh, Nick Haywood in position number 12. Row number 7 on the inside, the 13th starting spot for the Gosh Chevrolet. Josh's Lawn Care, number 19 out of Moores, it is Jamie Begor, and he'll start alongside the McGee Chevrolet of Middlebury Deuce. From Whiting, Vermont, the number 2 is Brent Warren. Warren starts 14th. Row number 8 on the inside in the 78Q out of Brandon, Vermont. It is Vince Quinville Jr., VQ2 from position number 15, starting alongside the 21L out of Ellenburg Depot, New York. That is Robert Laware in the Laware Logging 21L. And starting shotgun on the field, 17th on the grid in the B&B Salvage number 4 from Chazy. It is Rico Hernandez. 17 drivers set to go. Feature event time for the J&S Steel Sportsman.
Park Speedway.
So the theme for at least the first 3 rows, all 6 of those drivers looking for win number 1 in 2025 here at the Airborne Park Speedway. Will they get it tonight? As they make their way to the Hebert's Lawn Care Go Green Zone, Kenny Marshall atop the flag stand. Here they come along the front stretch, and the green flags are out. The field makes their way up into 1 and 2. Chris K.A. from the inside. Matt Leonard, good momentum up on the top with the 22M machine. Here comes Lonnie Rivers. He gets a real good run off a 2 down to the inside for that 4th position. Rivers to the inside of Michael Wright. As they make their way off of turn number 4, Chris K.A. leads lap number 1. The 22 of Leonard runs in 2nd. Down on the inside is Evan Roberts in that 3rd spot. Michael White with a good fight back for that 4th position. We got some contact going off of turn number 2. It involved Donovan Lucier. He had to get on the binders. Jamie Begor had no place to go. And now both those drivers towards the back of the pack. The 18 of Chris K.A. putting lap number 2 up on the board. 2nd spot still the 50X of Roberts. Then there's 3 cars jockeying for that 3rd position. Good run this time for the R7. Lonnie Rivers again working down on the inside, bidding for that 3rd spot, trying to get a 2 for 1 down the backstretch and through 3 and 4, and indeed he will. Lonnie Rivers from 5th to 3rd at the line. The Matt Leonard 22M goes back to the 4th spot. Oh, Rivers that time, he skipped the Uke tire off of turn number 1. That breaks his momentum. He's going to give those 2 spots right back. And now he must be worried whether there's something perhaps is broken on the left front of that machine. And it looks like he's back at speed, settling into the 5th position. But that will really rattle the driver. He made solid contact with the Uke tire going into turn number 1. Lonnie Rivers in the R7 now trying to fend off the 33R of Travis Bruno, his teammate. Bruno running in the 6th spot with Rivers in position number 5. Nick Haywood is starting to really get after it. Way up high on the outside goes Haywood in the 29H as he tries to come to the front. Out front, Chris K.A. in the 18.
Boy, Michael Wright looks like he is really rolling good in the 78 car. He cleared Matt Leonard about a lap ago, and Wright can just twist that car. They're 3 wide down the back stretch. Cody Aubin on the inside, Nick Haywood in the middle, Bucko Branham on the outside lane, and it is going to be Haywood prevailing with a pair of positions. So Haywood, who was trying to make up some points tonight on Donovan Lucier, he comes into the night 12 markers back in the hunt for the title, and he is making hay in the early going. Up at the front, Chris K.A. continues to show the way, and then behind him, 2 very different sort of things going on. Evan Roberts rolling the bottom of the raceway. Michael Wright follows his tire tracks in 1 and 2, and then rips everything that is worth up on the outside of 3 and 4. Wright is flying down into the west end. Look at the speed that Mr. Wright carries through 3 and 4. As they come down the front straightaway, Chris K.A. is still in command, but behind him, a couple of younger drivers using all of the racetrack right now to try to track him down. Further back, Donovan Lucier gets around Bucko Branham. He is up on the outside lane, trying to track down the next car in line, Cody Aubin. Turning our attention back to the front of the field, it was probably about a year ago that Evan Roberts was in victory lane with a Friend Construction entry. 19-year-old driver from Fletcher, Vermont is trying to find a way around Chris K.A. Mentioned during the pre-race pace laps that K.A. did pick up a win last season during the non-winners race on Saturday, the Elegance Coating Championship weekend. K.A. trying to go to Egglefield Ford victory lane again tonight. Good battle going on for spot number 4. Lonnie Rivers on the inside, Matt Leonard on the outside. 6th to Travis Bruno right now, and 7th to Nick Haywood. While Donovan Lucier trying to reel in Cody Aubin. 10 are on the board, K.A. out in front.
All right, Chris K.A. continues to lead. It's a 3-car length lead at the line over the 50X. as Evan Roberts continues to try to chase him down. He's got Michael Wright though on his back bumper. He's got to play more defense than really attacking at this point, because the 78 is just a car length off the back of the 50X. Meanwhile, the gap between the leader and Roberts in second is a couple of car lengths now at the line. The 22 of Matt Leonard working up on the top. The R7, Alani Rivers, works down low. Travis Bruno's been down there as well. Nick Haywood trying to make up some ground, but Donovan Lucier, we talked about the point battle earlier. Donovan Lucier is about to go around the 7 of Cody Aubin. That would put him one spot behind Nick Haywood. And the ground that Haywood was going to make up in terms of the position in this feature event, he's given right back. Just past the halfway point now. Oh, look out! Roberts gets a Ute tire. That spins him around over in turn number 2. And that's going to bring out the first yellow flag of the feature event.
Now, Michael Wright had just gone by Evan Roberts for that second spot down on the front straightaway. He had done it by getting around him on the outside of turns number 3 and 4. And when they went down into turn number 1, Michael Wright wanted the bottom. Roberts was still hanging around down by the left side, the left rear quarter panel.
Looks like work has been completed by our safety crew over in turn number 2. They're back into their infield perch. And we're set for a restart. Chris K.A. has led every single lap. The 18 out front, but he'll be challenged on the restart. Marty mentioned earlier he was impressed with the way the 78 was rolling around the racetrack. Michael Wright's got a fast piece underneath him, but the posse's coming after both of those drivers. There's some fast cars that have made their way inside the top 10, and they're about to get after it again as they hit the Hebert's Lawn Care Go Green Zone. Here they come along the front stretch, and the green flag is back out. K.A. and Wright wheel to wheel for the lead off of turn number 2. Advantage to K.A. on the inside. Wright trying to draw even down the backstretch. Lonnie Rivers in the R7 in the mix. Matt Leonard, the 22. Nick Haywood working way up high. Here comes the race for the lead coming down the line. It's Wright on the high side, and they're just about dead even. Perhaps Wright had the advantage. And now off of turn number 2, there's no question about it. He's grabbed the lead. Down the backstretch, Michael Wright in the 78. He'll work the top again. Has to get on the binders to get the car set. Now builds the momentum off of turn number 4. The lead, a couple of car lengths at the line. K.A. in the 18 runs in the second spot. Third, the 7 of Lonnie Rivers. Here comes the 33R of Travis Bruno after his position.
Travis Bruno making his way down the inside. Rivers slams the door on his teammate in the 33 car, and that is going to force Bruno to try to sort of regather things up and get back after it. Right behind them, Nick Haywood trying to make it work down low on that Leonard. Donovan Lucier still up on the outside lane of the racetrack. Michael Wright driving away down the back straightaway. Side by side still for that 5th spot. Haywood on the inside, Leonard on the outside. Further back, Vince Quinville getting things turned up on the outside lane now as they work down the front straightaway. Roberts doing a nice job getting back after it. He's already gotten by 2 cars and trying to make a third right now as he's got the inside on Brett Warren going down the back straightaway. Give that spot to Roberts. Making their way down the front straightaway. The leader continuing to be Michael Wright. Driving away from Chris K.A. and Lonnie Rivers. Travis Bruno trying to make it work right now. The only couple cars on the outside lane are Lucier Quinville and Jamie Begor. 19 laps on the board this time by, and Michael Wright is taking everybody to school tonight. It was apparent from the early going that he had a good piece underneath him, and he has been able to use it well tonight. Parlay that with a well-timed caution flag, and now trouble off the back straightaway. Quinville will go off. He's going to lose 3 positions. He attacks the cushion again at 3 and 4, and with 5 laps to go, Rob, Michael Wright is going away.
We are inside the New England Ford dealers' final 5, and it is Michael Wright in control. He's got a half front stretch advantage over Chris K.A. in the 18. Here's Nick Haywood working up on the top side. He's doing battle with another former track champion, Travis Bruno. Between those 2 drivers, 9 track championships as they race for that 4th position. The advantage is going to go to the 29 of Haywood on the top side. Bruno trying to come back after him on that inside line. Again, it's the 4th position that they're after. Haywood has 4th, and now he wants 3rd with the 7, the R7 of Lonnie Rivers directly in front of him. 22 laps are showing complete. Let's set the field. The leader is Michael Wright. Second is Chris K.A. Nick Haywood now to third. The R7 Alani Rivers is fourth. Fifth is the 33R of Travis Bruno. Sixth is Matt Leonard in the 22M. Seventh is Donovan Lucier. Eighth is Buck O'Branham. Ninth is Jason McClatchy. And Jamie Begor rounds out the top 10. 11th is the 7 of Cody Aubin. 12th, it is the 17 of Caleb Durgan. 13th would be the 50X of Evan Roberts. Inside 2 laps remaining. And your leader has run away, and he is just taking care of business tonight. White flag is out for this Vermont Precision Tools 78 on Michael Wright. Caution call. Caution flag goes out. And that'll slow the pace.
Well, perhaps an implement tire out of place somewhere. And Rob, what I was actually pointing to right before the yellow flag came out, last time I looked at Nick Haywood, he was barely getting by Travis Bruno on the top, and then he immediately dispatched Lonnie Rivers and Chris K.A., and he's in the second right now, and he's got an opportunity to try to put the moves on Michael Wright here in the last 2 laps.
I'd say a Uke tire was moved, Marty. It was moved from the bottom of the racetrack in turn 2 all the way to the top of the racetrack in turn number 2. Somebody pounded that Uke tire down low and sent it up to the top of the racetrack.
I agree with your assessment of the situation, Rob. Indeed, that Uke tire is a long way up there. Evan Patry has got the viewfinder of the camera right on it. That's what I'm going to do now every time I don't know what the yellow is for. I just look at Patry's camera because he is good at, he's got it right there every time.
He tracks it down.
He tracks it down. And he could almost operate a winch cable from here to each one of those Uke tires to just pull them back down.
Marty, I was setting up how Michael Wright had really taken care of business tonight. Nick Haywood is...
Business is picking up.
Nick Haywood is on the case.
Business is absolutely picking up, and we'll see if Michael Wright can take care of it. 6-time track champion finds something on the outside lane and has an opportunity to start there with 2 laps to go. It's
61 to the pit.
A tall order. Oh, my goodness.
Donovan Lucier has gone back to the garage area.
Great call by Ryan up here in the booth.
So that certainly bears watching. Our current point leader in the pits. And our second place point drivers on the outside of the front row.
Everything is coming up Nick Haywood right now.
Lucier came into this race with a 12-point advantage. He's going to come out of the pit. If he comes back out of the pits, he'll be at the back of the pack. And right now, if Nick were to say even finish in the second spot where he currently runs, he would unofficially come into next week with the point lead.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's the thing, Rob. There's not a lot to lose. I mean, even if Lucier doesn't come back out onto the racetrack, he's only going to lose maybe, how many cars do you think he can pass in the last 2 laps? Granted, every point matters in the hunt for a championship, but...
Makes me wonder if he wasn't the driver that maybe clobbered the Uke tire.
You know what? That's a very real possibility, I would say. He seemed to have waited a few minutes to come off the racetrack, or perhaps we just missed him, but no sign so far of the St. Denis Quebec driver Donovan Lucier. Here he
Until
comes.
Now.
And it is going to be up to him to pass as many cars as he possibly can on this restart and score as many points as possible with his closest foe in the standings, Nick Haywood.
Interesting call. Michael Wright has lane choice.
Yes.
He doesn't know where Nick Haywood has been just clobbering everybody the last few laps.
Yes.
He might be set up for some trouble because Nick was flying on the top.
It's almost like you're standing in someone's yard and a couple 100 yards away you see a squirrel or something wander right out in the middle of the road and you just go, oh my God, that poor thing has no idea. Now we'll see. Michael Wright's been good tonight.
You better believe it.
Nick Haywood has been electric in the last 3 laps.
All right, can he get the job done as they make their way to the Hebert's Lawn Care Go Green Zone? Here they come. The green flag is out. Michael Wright with a good restart, but Nick Haywood trying to get the momentum going. He'll go up to the top off of turn number 2. Michael Wright with good drive off of 2. He'll open it up to a couple of car lengths. White flag will be unfurled this time around. Here's where Haywood's been getting them. 3 and 4, way up high into turn number 4. Momentum along the front stretch. No, the 78 with a sizable advantage. 8 car lengths was the lead. As a matter of fact, Haywood has to worry about the second spot. Travis Bruno has closed back in for second. Michael Wright has mastered the restart. He works his way into 3 and 4. Haywood, one last push way up high. Checkered flags are out. The winner is Michael Wright in the 78. Second to Nick Haywood. Third to Travis Bruno. Fourth, Chris Kaye. Fifth to the line that looked like Lonnie Rivers. Then Matt Leonard, Bucko Branham, Jamie Begor, Jason McClatchy, Cody Aubin, all in there in the mix inside the top 10. Well, Michael Wright indeed had all the cards to play this evening. Was able to do a great job on that late race restart. And then drove away in the last lap and a half from Nick Haywood in the Truvette Solution number 29. The Vermont Precision Tools number 78 in victory lane for the first time in 2025. How about that finish? Down the stretch, he was able to hold off some real quality drivers and race cars and bring it home for his first win of the season. 4th overall in the season-long point chase. With this finish tonight, that is going to move him likely into the 3rd spot and closer to the top. He's quickly out of his car. There he is, everybody. Michael Wright for the win tonight on board the Vermont Precision Tools number 78. The Alberg Vermont driver in victory lane. And Marty has made his way down trackside, and he'll get a word with the driver of the 78.
Well, thank you, Rob. And Michael celebrating his first career Sportsman Modified win here at the Airborne Park Speedway tonight. He's going to get the helmet off, and what a win it was for the driver of the Vermont Precision Tools, Jackson Enterprise Edge Landscaping and Excavating entry. Michael, first of all, congratulations on a job well done. And you were on a tear once you got by Chris Kaye, and even before that, you were on a tear. And Nick Haywood was rolling so good from lap 20 to 23. We didn't know what was going to happen on that last restart, but you couldn't have done any better of a job than you did.
Thank you. It's always tough when you see Nick pull up beside you. You go, that's not really the guy I want a green-white checkered next to, but we saw the white come out, and then I heard Mike on the radio yell, yell, yell. I said, I knew it wasn't going to come easy.
Well, it certainly didn't, and you had to dig to work to get by Evan Roberts, work to get by Chris Kaye, and like you said, you get a guy like Nick Haywood pull up outside of you for a green-white checkered, and the pressure was on.
It was, and I probably did pinch Evan a little, so I apologize for that, but it's tough trying to get to the bottom of 1 and 2 and leave a lane. But I got to thank all my crew and my family and all my sponsors.
Well, certainly an emotional victory lane for Michael Wright, and a hard-earned and well-deserved victory. Your sportsman winner tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Wright.
All right, great job, Michael. His first career win on board a Sportsman, well-deserved. Of course, his family has a connection to this racetrack through a couple of generations that have raced here. And they have been longtime supporters of the Airborne Park Speedway. And there's a lot of happy family that are with him down on the front stretch. And he certainly earned it tonight when you hold off Nick Haywood. You know you've done your job. And not an easy task to hold off a driver as good as Nick. But he was able to do it tonight to get his first career victory with the J&S Steel Sportsman. Still 2 features to go. Next up, it's going to be the Renegade division out for their main event of the evening. Ninth State Cannabis Renegades.